The Balogun house was quieter than ever. The tension from the will reading still hung in the air like a thick, suffocating fog. Ton paced the long sitting room, jaw clenched, muttering to himself. Everything else. Everything else, that boy gets everything, he hissed. Kemi sat curled in a corner, holding the Lekki property deed as if it were a talisman. Her hands shook slightly. Tola, ever sharp-tongued, leaned against the wall, her eyes narrowed, scanning everyone for weakness. They think they can fool me, she whispered under her breath. I get my part of the truth, one way or another. Madam Funk sat on the sofa, her posture rigid. Her face, once composed, betrayed cracks of worry. Ayo, still calm as always, seemed untouchable, a quiet storm in the middle of chaos. Then, the lawyer cleared his throat again, holding a folded, yellowed envelope. There is another letter. Written years ago by your late father's first wife, Mama Tola. He instructed it be read if certain conditions arose after his passing. The room froze. Ton raised his head. Kemi's breath caught. Tola's eyes darted to the envelope with barely concealed hunger. Why now? Yemi finally asked, his voice low, controlled. Why would this come up after everything? The lawyer's face was solemn. The conditions were met. Your father's secrets are about to surface. This letter contains a truth that could change everything for this family. Ayo stood slowly. It's time we all know what Mama Tola took with her to the grave. A heavy silence fell. Outside, a single thunderclap punctuated the tension, as if the storm itself was waiting for the secrets to be revealed. The lawyer carefully unfolded the letter. The paper was brittle, corners frayed, faint stains marking where tears might have fallen decades ago. Read it aloud, he asked, glancing at Madam Funk. She shook her head, silent. No one moved to take the letter. The air was thick with hesitation, as if opening it could summon ghosts. Ayo stepped forward. His calm presence seemed to command the room. I will, he said. He took the letter, hand steady, and began to read. To those who carry my husband's blood. If you are reading this, it means that the truth I carried has been hidden for too long. There is a child among you who is not of his blood. And the one who knows it may hold the key to everything. Guard this knowledge wisely, or it will destroy you all. A gasp escaped Kemi's lips. Tola's eyes widened, hands gripping the sofa. Even Ton froze mid-step. This doesn't tell us who, he stammered. How are we supposed to know? Yemi, who had been quietly observing, leaned forward. It's a test, he murmured. Someone in this house knows, and we are all walking blind. Madam Funk finally spoke, her voice trembling. Your father, he knew this day would come. He made sure the one who holds the truth would survive it, and perhaps, protect us from it. Tola smirked bitterly. Protect us. Or manipulate us. I've had enough of surviving his games. I want the truth, all of it. The tension in the room was suffocating. Ayo folded the letter carefully. The letter warns of danger, not just within these walls. Someone is watching, someone wants this secret buried, permanently. Lightning flashed outside, illuminating the room with stark, violent white. Everyone flinched. The storm was no longer just weather, it felt like a warning. We need to find the other clues, Ayo continued, his voice low. Mama Tola left more than this letter. And what she took to the grave, if it surfaces, it could change everything for all of us. The room went silent. Even the storm seemed to pause, waiting for someone to speak. After the letter was read, no one moved for several moments. The storm outside raged on, rattling the windows, as if urging someone to act. Tola finally broke the silence. If there are more clues, we need to find them. Now. Every one of us should search the house. Ton groaned. Are you crazy? We destroy everything in the house, all for some old nonsense from a woman who's been dead for decades. Ayo's eyes glinted. It's not nonsense. Mama Tola hid something your father wanted protected. I intend to find it before it falls into the wrong hands. Madame Fong's face paled. Ayo, some things were buried for a reason. Secrets like this, they can kill families. Ignoring her warning, Ayo turned to Yemi. We should start with the study. That's where he kept the most private documents. If Mama Tola left anything, it will be there. Kemi's voice trembled. And what about me? I want to know what my father hid from all of us. I can't live in ignorance anymore. Sola smirked. Then we'll all go. Secrets aren't fun unless everyone suffers together. They walked in silence down the dark corridor, the storm's light occasionally illuminating their anxious faces. The study door creaked open. Dust floated in the air, catching the lightning like tiny stars. Ayo stepped forward, moving aside stacks of papers. Then, behind a faded portrait of Mama Tola, something unusual caught his eye. A small wooden box, locked but worn with age. This is it, he whispered. Whatever she wanted hidden, it's here. Sola leaned over, inspecting it. Looks fragile. Could be nothing, or everything. Ton kicked the box lightly. I say we open it. Now. Ayo paused, glancing at his siblings. Not so fast. We need to know what we're dealing with. The letter said someone is watching. If we open this blindly. Before he could finish, a faint sound came from the corridor, a slow, deliberate knock on the front door. Everyone froze. The storm raged harder, and the knock came again, louder this time. No one spoke. The tension was unbearable. Who could that be? Kemi whispered. No one should be here, Ton said, stepping toward the door. Maybe, the one who wants this secret buried. Ayo murmured, his hand hovering over the wooden box. Lightning flashed, illuminating a figure outside the window, a shadowy silhouette, watching, waiting, unblinking. Sola swallowed hard. Someone is definitely here. And they've been waiting for this moment, for us to act. Ayo slowly closed the wooden box and turned to his siblings. Whatever is inside, we will open it together. But we must be careful. Someone outside these walls knows we are onto them. And in that moment, every sibling realized this wasn't just about inheritance anymore. It was about survival. The knock came again, louder this time, echoing through the empty halls. The siblings exchanged tense glances. This isn't someone lost or innocent, Sola said, gripping the edge of the wooden box. They know exactly what they are looking for. Turned, fist clenched, stepped toward the front door. I'm going to see who it is. Nobody scares me. Ayo placed a firm hand on his shoulder. Wait. We don't know if it's just a visitor or a threat. Opening the door blindly could be dangerous. Lightning illuminated the shadow once more, a figure standing motionless, watching. Kemi clutched her hands to her chest, eyes wide. Who could it be at this hour? Yemi, always the quiet observer, leaned close to Ayo. It could be someone from the past, someone Mama Tola trusted. Or someone she feared. Madame Fong spoke for the first time since they entered the study. Her voice trembled. Your father, he always said that some truths are best left buried. Whatever is in that box, it will change everything. And I fear it may bring danger we cannot contain. Sola rolled her eyes. Danger. We've been living with danger all our lives. This is just another secret. And I intend to know it. Ayo's hand hovered over the lock of the wooden box. He hesitated. The letter's words echoed in his mind, guard this knowledge wisely, or it will destroy you all. Slowly, with everyone watching, he lifted the lid. Inside was a bundle of old letters, photographs, and a small velvet pouch. Kemi gasped. These look like letters from Mama Tola herself. Yemi picked up the pouch. And this must be what she took to the grave. The room was silent. The storm outside howled, as if warning them. Lightning struck close, casting the room in stark white shadows. Ton snatched the letter and read aloud. to the children of my beloved at the corner. There is one among you who carries a burden not of blood. And the one who knows this burden will hold the power to save or destroy. Tola's eyes darted to Ao. What is he hiding? Before anyone could answer, the front door creaked open slowly on its own. The shadow outside was gone. Yet something, or someone, had entered. The siblings froze. The storm outside masked any sound, but the sense of being watched was unmistakable. Ao whispered, "Stay close. Whatever is happening, we are not alone." And I think, this is just the beginning. A subtle rustle came from the far corner of the study. A small envelope, previously unnoticed, had slid across the floor as if moved by unseen hands. Kemi bent down and picked it up. Her fingers trembled as she read aloud. "The truth about your father, and the child you do not know, lies where the first light falls." Tola's face went pale. Where the first light falls? What does that mean? Ton growled, "This is a joke. Some prank from the past. That's all it is." But Ao's eyes were fixed on the envelope. "No. This is deliberate. Mama Tola, she left this for us, for me, for all of us to uncover. And she wanted it found at the right time." The room fell into tense silence. Outside, the storm began to fade, leaving only the distant rumble of thunder. And in that silence, each sibling realized that the family they thought they knew no longer existed. The envelope Kemi held felt heavier than its size suggested. She carefully opened it, revealing a folded note and a small key wrapped in delicate cloth. "The first light will guide you to what was hidden. Beware the ones who smile in daylight, for they may not be who they seem." Tola scoffed. "Poetic nonsense. What does first light even mean?" Ao's eyes narrowed. "Sunrise. The first light of day. She left this so we would discover it carefully, not recklessly. Every word matters." Ton rolled his eyes. "This is madness. A puzzle from a dead woman. I have business meetings tomorrow. I'm not chasing shadows." Yemi, calm as ever, walked to the window and looked out. The note warns us of danger. Mama Tola trusted that the wrong hands could destroy this family. Whoever is watching might not be outside, it could be one of us. Kemi's fingers trembled as she lifted the key. Then, this must open something. A chest. A drawer. Somewhere Mama Tola kept her secrets. Madame Funk's eyes widened. Or perhaps a safe place your father didn't know about. You must be careful. Some secrets were meant to remain buried. Tola leaned over the table, her voice low and sharp. Careful. That's not how you survive in this family. If we hesitate, the truth might vanish forever. I want to know, and I want to know now. Ao carefully placed the letter, key, and pouch in his pocket. Tomorrow, at first light, we begin the search. Alone, it may be dangerous. Together, we may survive it. We cannot trust anyone outside this house, or even inside. Ton groaned, pacing again. I can't believe I'm saying this, but fine. Tomorrow, at sunrise. But I'm warning you, if any of you betray me, I won't hesitate. The storm had finally passed, leaving only a wet chill in the air. Yet the tension in the room remained thick. Each sibling felt eyes on them, though no one else was there. Suddenly, a soft knock echoed from the study door again. This time, it was followed by a low, whispering voice barely audible through the cracked doorway. You are being watched. One wrong move, and it will cost more than you can imagine. Kemi froze, clutching the envelope. Who is that? No one answered. The shadows from the fading storm made the study look even darker. Even Ao, calm as ever, felt a ripple of unease. Tola leaned closer to the window. It's a warning. Someone knows we found the letters, the key, maybe the box. And they want us to fear before we even start. Ao's jaw tightened. Fear is a tool. And we are being tested. Tomorrow, at sunrise, We either uncover Momatola's truth, or we lose everything. The siblings spent the rest of the night in restless sleep. Dreams of hidden passages, unseen figures, and whispers from the past haunted them all. By the first light of dawn, the Balogun siblings were ready, or as ready as anyone could be, to face the shadows their family had left behind. Sunlight spilled over the Balogun estate in streaks of gold, cutting through the shadows of the grand living room. The siblings gathered quietly, the envelope, key, and letters carefully tucked into Ayo's jacket. "This is it," Ayo whispered. "First light. Mama Tola wanted us to see this with our own eyes." Sola rolled her eyes, but her hands trembled slightly. "I still don't know how sunlight is supposed to tell us anything." Yemi approached the massive windows overlooking the garden. The note said, "Where the first light falls. Perhaps the first rays hit something hidden. Look carefully." They all stepped outside, scanning the sprawling lawns. Ton's frustration bubbled. "We are literally chasing shadows in the morning sun. This is ridiculous." Kemi's gaze fell on the old fountain in the center of the garden, its water shimmering in the dawn. The light reflected off something partially buried beneath the base. "Wait," she said, pointing. "There, near the fountain. Something sticking out of the soil." Ayo knelt down and gently cleared away dirt. Revealed was a small iron box, rusted with age, the same shape and size as the key. His hand hovered over it. "This must be it. Mama Tola, you were careful." Sola snatched the key from Ayo's hand and tried the lock. It clicked. The box creaked open, revealing an assortment of items. A worn leather-bound journal. Several photographs of a man none of them recognized. A folded piece of parchment with a map-like diagram. Kemi picked up the journal. "This handwriting, it's Mama Tola's. Everything she wanted to hide is here." Suddenly, a sharp rustle came from the nearby bushes. The siblings froze. A figure slipped out from the shadows, moving quickly toward them. "Who's there?" Ton shouted, stepping forward, fists raised. The figure stopped just out of reach. A hood shadowed their face. A whisper carried on the wind. "Stop digging, or you will regret it. Some truths are better left buried." Sola's face went pale. Who sent you?" The figure vanished as quickly as it appeared, melting into the trees at the edge of the garden. The siblings stood in stunned silence, hearts racing. Ayo held the journal tightly. "This is why Mama Tola warned us. There are people, maybe even family, who would do anything to keep this secret hidden. And now, we are marked." Kemi's voice trembled. "Marked? Does that mean danger?" "Yes," Ayo replied calmly, though his eyes were sharp with determination. "And it's only the beginning." Lightning flashed faintly in the distance, the storm brewing again. As if nature itself was echoing the danger now stalking them. Each sibling realized that this wasn't just a game of inheritance anymore. The shadows of the past were alive, and they were running out of time. They returned to the house without speaking. The garden felt unsafe now, exposed. Whatever had been buried was no longer protected by silence. The iron box rested on the dining table like a living thing, accusing, waiting. Ayo gently opened Mama Tola's journal. The pages were fragile, yellowed, filled with careful handwriting that trembled in some places and grew angry in others. "She knew," Kemi whispered. "She knew everything." Ayo began to read aloud. "If this journal is found, then the lie has lived too long. Adekono promised me silence would protect the children. He was wrong." Ton scoffed. "Protect who exactly?" Ayo continued. "One child in this house was born from a sin that was never forgiven. A child not of blood, but of guilt." The room went still. Sola's eyes darted to every face. "Say it clearly," she snapped. "Who?" Ayo turned the page slowly. "I begged Adekono to tell the truth. He refused. He said the child would never survive the truth." Yemi finally spoke, voice low. "So father chose lies over honesty?" "Yes," Ayo replied. And he built an entire family on it. Kemi pressed a hand to her chest. But why protect one child and destroy the rest of us? Ayo's jaw tightened. He flipped several pages ahead. The child carries danger, not because of who they are, but because of who their real parent is. Silence crashed into the room. Ton stood abruptly. You're saying one of us is linked to someone dangerous? Ayo nodded slowly. And Mama Tola believed that revealing it too early would get that child killed. Sola laughed bitterly. So instead, she let us all live a lie. A sudden realization crossed Yemi's face. The photographs, he said quietly. The man in the pictures. Ayo reached into the box and spread the photos across the table. A stranger stared back at them, tall, sharp-eyed, familiar in an unsettling way. Kemi gasped. He looks like... She stopped herself. Everyone already knew. The resemblance was unmistakable. One of them shared his face. And whoever it was not Chief Adekono Balogun's child. Ayo closed the journal slowly. Mama Tola didn't just hide the truth, he said. She was trying to delay a war. The house creaked softly, as if reacting to the words. Sola backed away from the table. This is madness, she whispered. You're all looking at each other like enemies. But it was too late. The seed of suspicion had been planted. And it was growing fast. No one spoke for a long time. The photographs still lay on the table, accusing, silent, impossible to ignore. Sola was the first to move. She backed away slowly, her voice trembling. You're all thinking it, she said. You're all wondering who it is. Ton slammed his palm on the table. This is insane. A book, some pictures, and suddenly we're enemies. But his eyes betrayed him. They were searching faces. Yemi finally spoke, calm but deadly serious. Mama Tola didn't just hide a secret, he said. She was afraid. And fear like that doesn't come from nothing. Ayo closed the journal carefully. From this moment on, he said quietly, no one leaves this house with the truth alone. Madam Funk stepped back, her breathing shallow. This family is finished, she whispered. Suddenly, a phone vibrated on the table. Everyone froze. The screen lit up. Unknown number. Ayo hesitated, then answered. A distorted voice came through the speaker. You found the journal, the voice said. That was a mistake. Kemi gasped. Who are you? Ayo demanded. A soft laugh followed. Mama Tola tried to protect the child, the voice continued. But she failed. The call ended. Silence swallowed the room. Sola whispered, barely audible. They know. Ayo looked at his siblings, no longer a family, but suspects. And whoever that child is, he said, their life is now in danger.